All right. Hello, how are you doing today? Well, as I promised, today I'm going to start with the second part. I'm going to send you another video. And this video is going to be related to writing. Okay? So here we go. The first part of the writing is the essay, and the essay is it's an obligation. Yeah, we have two compulsory one compulsory writing, which is this one, and the other you have three options. Let's start with the first one. It says you must answer this question. Write your answer in 140 or 190 words in an appropriate style. Okay. In your English class, you've been talking about different ways to protect the environment. Now your English teacher has asked you to write an essay. Write an essay using all the notes and give reasons for your point of view. Okay. And it says, what can young people do to help protect and improve their local environment? And you have some notes. Write about recycling things, cycling or walking instead of using cars, and your own idea. Okay, before we do this, we are going to see the structure of the essay. Okay, this is really important. Here we have. For an essay, first of all, you need an introduction. Okay, then you need the body, which can consist of 2 or 3 paragraphs, and finally the conclusion. Okay, let's read some information regarding each of these parts. In the introduction, you have to hook the reader's attention. Yeah, remember Captain Hook from Peter Pan? Yeah. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Hook the reader's attention. So if the person starts reading and doesn't see something interesting, he's not going to continue reading, or he's going to get bored. Now present the topic in a balanced way. Okay, what does this mean? You cannot go in the introduction and say, I think that blah 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 blah. Alright? That's not the best idea. You have to present the topic in a way that is balanced. You don't take a side at the beginning. You may use a rhetorical question or impersonal statement. A rhetorical question is a question that is not meant to be answered, like, have you ever thought about all the damage that we do to our environment? That's a rhetorical question, yeah. Or impersonal statement. That's what I use more often. Impersonal statement. Nowadays, the protection of the environment is a crucial issue, something like that. Then we have the paragraphs, right? In the paragraphs, in this case we have 3 paragraphs, and what do you have to do? You have to present the point in an interesting and coherent way, and then you have to present arguments in favor or arguments against. We may use only in favor depending on the context. In this case, this is not a for and against essay, so we can use arguments in favor of the ideas that we present. We can present as well examples and justifications, and we have to connect the ideas in a logical way. We have to be very careful. We cannot force certain words or expressions or logical connectors. It's not a good idea to force them, but we must use them. Okay, not only inside but between paragraphs. Use appropriate language. Okay, remember what we had here. It says, where is it? Appropriate style. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And respect the tone and register that's related to appropriate style. Yeah. Conclusion: summarize the points mentioned, present them in a logical way, and provide with a balanced opinion, or take one side, depending on the question. Okay, some recommendations that are normally given. Well, I give these recommendations. Start by organizing the ideas provided. Okay, so in other words, the skeleton. First, put the skeleton there and organize the ideas. Use your own. Use your own to complete the structure. Sorry, this is use your own uh, ideas to complete the structure, and do not write less or more than required. It says 140 to 190. You shouldn't be writing like 300 words. Yeah, the more you write, the better. No, you follow this, okay? Don't write something too short, like 130 words. You're going to be penalized whether you write less or more than necessary. Okay, so you have to be between the range. Uh, I cannot give you a number, but 160, 170, 180, 190, 140, 50, it's okay, but not more than that or less than that. Okay, really important. Do not think that here you're going to get more points if you write more. Okay. um, Now, I wrote this piece of text, okay, and I recorded the process. I recorded the process. Um, it took like 25 minutes or something like that. It's a long time, but normally we have 2 hours. Or sorry, we have. Sorry, I just don't remember. Okay, I'm going to put it there. I don't know if it's 1 hour uh, per each. Yeah, it's 1 hour per the two of them. Okay, 60 minutes. So we have like 30 minutes for the first one, 30 minutes for the second one. And you should use your all the time you have. You should use it. Okay, if you're good at writing, if you're fast, great. But take a look. You have to take a look at different ideas or different things when you're writing, because um perhaps you're repeating words and you don't notice, so you have to read at the end. After writing, you have to read like 2 or 3 times in case you need to change something. So my recommendation is put the structure, start organizing your ideas, right? Then you may complete each paragraph, and then read 2 or 3 times the final paper you obtain, so you may change any final changes. Okay, I I recorded the process of writing. Yeah, as I said, it took like 25 minutes plus the instructions I was giving at the beginning. Um, it's a long process. Okay, if you see it here, it's going to be like, yeah, it was easy to write, but it wasn't. uh, I had to I had to come up with different ideas. I had a lot in my mind, and I had the pressure of be recording this at the same time. And this is the final product, yeah, what we obtained. So I'm going to send you this, and in case you're interested in the process that takes like 25 minutes, let me know so I can send it to you. There you will see me like, okay, now can I write now? This is a good idea. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Everything that happens when you're trying to write, yeah? So, let's take a look. It says, what can people do to help protect and improve their local environment? Alright, I started by this. Nowadays, more than ever before, protecting the environment is of crucial importance, not only for ourselves, but also for the future of mankind, for the human race. Yeah? For that reason, proposing ideas that can be implemented immediately by the youngsters, I was going to use by young people, but the youngsters sounds better, is something that will ensure the preservation of our planet, starting by our own community. I put this starting by our own community because we're talking about how to improve the local environment. Yeah. So we have to use the two ideas that are given, that are provided, which is recycling, and the second, cycling or walking instead of using cars. The first thing we must do in order to achieve this is to learn and teach our children to recycle things. For instance, separating and organizing our rubbish at home is a great idea. Besides, we can collect the organized rubbish and take it to our recycling center. Okay, notice, I want you to notice a couple of things. Um, as you may have noticed, I don't try to force a British accent because it doesn't sound natural to me when I try to do it. But I'm using British spelling, okay? Because this is a British test. So the first thing we must do in order to achieve this is to learn and teach our children to recycle things. For instance, well, where do I have that organizing? As you may see here, I'm using S instead of Z, or instead of Z. Yeah, both are correct, by the way. And also I'm using organized center, yeah, centre, but not center, that is the American spelling. And also I'm using rubbish instead of garbage or trash, yeah. So what is correct? Rubbish, trash, garbage. I recommend you use the British words. But if you use American, try to follow everything in American English, like the spelling and all that stuff, okay? If you mix them up, you may have some, yeah, I would say that it's going to affect your score, but if it's too obvious, like you're using, I don't know, completely American English in this part and British English here, it's going to be a problem. Apart from that, cycling or walking instead of using cars is another way to stop polluting the air. There are far too many cars in the city, which are normally used to travel short distances. By cycling or walking, we do not only contribute to the cause, but also we improve our health. Okay, I want you to notice here the, that the ideas are logical, yeah? Cycling, we stop polluting the air. This is true, there are far too many cars in the city, and normally they are used to travel short distances. That's a justification, yeah, to stop using them. And I give something additional, that is, we not only contribute to cleaning the air, but also we improve our health, okay? So, those are the ideas that are into the paragraph. Now, the organization of the paragraph. Notice that I start with apart from that. Apart from what? Apart from all the ideas in the first paragraph. Then I use there are far too many cars in the city, and not only but also. Okay, so those are logical connectors that are necessary to be used in a text like this. Finally, that's another logical connector, something that has been really promoted in recent times. This is my own idea, yeah, wasn't provided by the test, and it's true that in recent time it's been promoted to stop using plastic. Plastic is a material that doesn't degrade itself for a long time. I didn't know exactly how many years, so I said long time. Yeah, I know it's like 500 years or something. Uh, I use the word degrade. Okay, that's a word that's not such a simple word, but you may have used another one. If in case you didn't know that word, you may have used another one. Um, and nowadays we have lots of different options to substitute it. Therefore, we should definitely stop its use. Yeah. As a result of this, as a result or as a result of having a material um, that is so polluting and that doesn't degrade itself for such a long time, so we should stop its use. And now finally, all in all, that's another way to express conclusion. You may have said in conclusion. As a conclusion, uh, These three simple ideas put into action may be the beginning of a national movement and perhaps a long-term solution to a problem that could eventually, in the end, destroy the place we live in. And this is true. Honestly, this came from my heart. Yeah. Um, yes, we have to stop polluting our planet. Um, so I used only I just mentioned the three ideas, and I said maybe the beginning of a national movement, taking into account that this is something that people can do to help protect and improve their local environment. So we're talking about a city or a community. So if we start by our community, that may be the beginning of a national movement. Okay, well, I hope this has been useful for you. If you have any questions, just let me know, and uh, if you have time and you're in the mood to, you may do the same. Write your own text. Okay, thank you very much, and see you next time.